sometimes I use things I did many years ago. It can be a loop. I mean, a loop that I will do. Actually, it's not a loop. Usually, it's something I played, and I'll use it to, from this point, go somewhere totally different, like a beat or a structure, and it's a challenge because it must not sound the same as it was originally. So it's quite challenging sometimes because it's so intense, usually the instruments I use. And I did this with something I did for you this summer, and I'll send it to you. I took a simple beat, just the percussion, don't worry, I didn't take anything else. And I went somewhere else, totally differently, as a tribute to you. I mean, it's a ping pong thing. There will be a tribute to you in my next record, which is fun. I like it. It's a way to be linked to. I think you'll like it.
Oh, well, I'm honored.
Because it's us. You provoked this in me. You inspired me by doing this structure, this beat, this swing, and then I take it as an opening for me too. Then you're part of my journey. You see what I mean? You're not Tuareg or Balinese, but you're George Heid. You're an American. You are you, and you inspire people too. And I think around you, this is probably what's happening. So it's great because this is how it works too. Exchange and, people inspire you, you inspire people. This is, wow, we're so lucky, to be there, to have this and to do this. It is really, I think it's precious, really so precious to be able to receive and to give. I have some surprises for you, actually. There's a bunch of new CDs. I think you might like it. It's, when classical meets percussion, it's piano and percussion mostly, and it's fun.
As you can see here, I'm already quite the big fan of yours, so I'll be happy to complete the more
You will. Wow. Yeah, this one. Wow, Elevation. I love it. Of him. Rare records. Yeah, great.
So,
there'll be, I think that I have 6 CDs to be released, so.
Beautiful. Well,
all right. Starting a new one actually these days, so.
I'll have to have my own shelf for you eventually, but that's all right.
Wonderful. I like it. It's a beautiful CD. I really like you. It took me a little while to get into it, but then the poetry and the meaning of it got to me, and I have pleasure of listening to those sounds. I mean, it's beautiful. It's great. Really. Great approach. I can't wait to listen to the whole thing. Next time you have to come to my farm. I think you'll like it. Where the studio is, this is where I recorded for you. It's really a great place. It's magic. It's in the middle of nature, in the middle of nowhere. It's really a real 400 years old French farm, and it's delicious because it's simple people, and I love them. They're great. People are very gentle, and it's slow, but it's delicious. And we're an hour away from Paris, which is amazing. It's like it feels like it's 500 miles from Paris. So next time, you have to come.
That would be an absolute dream, and it is a big goal of my life to make it to that farm and be there with you.
You will, as soon as we're able to travel again.
Right. Well, thank you very much. That's a deep honor for you to say that.
Well, it's from my heart.
I appreciate that. Just a closing thought. Obviously, when things open back up, you've allowed that invite to the farm, but would you be open to doing a recording with me in the future, or is that something that,
With pleasure. Of course.
Well, it's my honor, Steve. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, wonderful. Thanks, George. Thanks for your confidence. It really touches me. It touches me.
Well, there's certain people in life that are worth making all the effort for, and you were certainly one of those for me, so.
Thank you. It's an honor. But that's the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, Steve.
Be
Much
safe
love. You as
these
well.
days.
Talk
We
with
need each other a lot. And say hi to your friends. Ciao, George.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
What you do, we're mixing up all the rhythms, but using that same sound, along with the clips that you've captured. All that stuff was great. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so
when
much.
I first listened to the whole record, I actually served on the in the past couple of years on the Grammy Jazz Board, and I was thinking, I was like, this would definitely be one of those records that could be nominated.
Oh man, well,
I really mean that. Let me just say that the overall feel of the record is awesome. For some reason, it took me to like I was in Bombay or something like that. But then at the same time, some of the music is very atmospheric. Like it could be like placed in a movie score or something like that. A couple other things I was thinking about. I was like, because I know you're a wonderful composer, and that's not something you find too often with drummers. But I was like, I wonder what instrument you're playing. I know you got to be playing drums or something, but I just couldn't tell exactly what it was. So I was like, okay, he could be playing keys on some of this. He could be doing some samples, Logic, Ableton, or whatever. So all of that was running through my mind. I was wondering if the steel pan player was Victor Provost, because he's like one of the main ones out there. Yeah. But that particular track was cool because it actually had some changes for me to deal with. Not that I really need that, but that was cool. Even with that whole feel, especially because you have the tablas going and those sounds. I don't know what those sounds are, but those particular sounds that you have throughout the record. The album is still very soulful. There's still a lot of like R&B elements and still jazz elements to it, but it's still got like not R&B, I should say blues. A lot of blues elements to it that's mixed in. It'll fuse with the different styles of this one. But to be honest, while listening to it, I mean, I pretty much enjoyed the whole thing. But my favorite track was probably number 5. And what is that? Wisdom
Path. Yeah, that's the title track. Yeah,
that's probably my favorite one. For some reason, for that song, I was thinking about Wayne Shorter.
Right on.
Because of the chord movements, even though you still had that feeling going on and the sound of it. Wayne Shorter came to mind, like some of that, like the Wayne Shorter of the 70s, like his weather report stuff.
Right on.
That came to mind, and some small parts of because you have some bass lines moving around on a fretless electric bass. It made me think about like when some of the stuff that Christian McBride was doing with his CMB, the Christian McBride band. With him and Terry on, Robin Blake, and Jeff Keezer. Yeah, but that was probably my favorite one. But, if I had to pick one that I played on in particular, it was definitely Pandemic.
I really appreciate your time, and just thank you so much for being the inspiration that you are, man. And all, not just on vibraphone and marimba, but keys and drums as well, and compositions. You're a bright light for a lot of people, so just appreciate you a lot, man.
You got it, bro.
Thank you, man.
Talk to you soon.
All right, take care. See ya.
I gotta tell you, man, I've never really heard anything like this. I was, like I said before, I was excited when you called me. But when I heard the music, I was kind of taken aback. And I mean, it's cinematic in a way, but it's also incredibly personal. And there's, you've created this whole kind of universe of sound that's not that's not overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of times when people describe music as cinematic, it's like it feels impersonal. Because it's part of this huge world or this huge universe that you're supposed to exist in musically. But your writing, man, and your recording and your playing kind of brings all of those elements into a very personal experience. I would definitely be open to doing to doing this again, and especially in the style, man, because it is beyond the beyond the what I would describe as like global elements. It is so much more than just like, let me write some music in a style of such and such. Let me write some music in a style, or use some elements in the style of. It's very reflective of your personal experiences, man, and you can hear that come through in the music for sure.
Thank you, man. That's a huge compliment, because that was kind of the goal, to play off of experiences with people or cultures that are very personal touches, and part of the music is to maybe let the listener create their own imagery of what this experience is. And that's why Steve is so inspiring to me. When I listen to his music, I've always seen the places that he is composing. It might be my interpretation, but
sure,
that's a beautiful thing about music. I mean, it's what I get when I listen to your records and you're playing, so I appreciate that. That was definitely the goal. But yeah, man, you added such beauty to my record. It's something I could never really fully thank you for. Like I said, your playing on the album is really what brought the black and white imagery to color. It's like all of a sudden I got your parts back, and okay, there's a story here. It makes sense.
Oh, man.
It's beautiful and elegant.
So glad to have been a part of it, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Now, what's the artwork behind you?
Oh, this was a Mother's Day. This is a Mother's Day gift that my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter named Victoria, and this was a gift that we made for her mom. So this was Mother's Day this year, and that's her little handprint right there.
That's awesome.
Her signature. Yeah,
that's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
very cool. Well, thank you so much, brother, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon, man.
You got it, man. Appreciate you, George.
Yeah. All right,
later.
Bro. See you, man.
Okay.
Well, you wrote really amazing music, and amazing music tends to play itself. I just get out of the way, and it tells me what to do. And your music is unbelievable. It was so amazing to be a part of. And I told you this after I heard the CD, after I heard the album. I can't think of something so amazing that I've ever been associated with. It was like I played on a really dope Weather Report album or something. It was really, really an honor to be a part of such a special thing. So thank you. And we're family, man. We're family. Anytime, you get a gig at McDonald's, I'm there.
Well, I would take any gig at McDonald's at this point.
I love the Mekong Railway. I have a particular memory of that because Victor's playing on that one, right?
Right.
Victor Provost. I remember just audibly screaming when I heard him soloing on steel drum. When you sent it to me, he had already put his solo down. And so I just remember audibly just wooing as loud as possible because he plays so great. And I think the stuff with Brett was added after I played. He sounds unbelievable. And Sonny, of course, I texted you right away as soon as I heard Sonny playing accordion. I was like, oh my God, is that Sonny, dude? And what you sent me was unbelievable. But to hear the finished products, I mean, the songs are so good. They're so good, including Eric's contribution too, which I have played many times. Yeah, there are moments for all of the tracks that I got to play on, and I didn't. The song with Chantal, the song where she's singing, my head blew up because none of that was on when I laid my bass part down. And to hear her doing that, Did she also write the lyrics?
She wrote the lyrics and she sings all 28 parts, I think, in total. It's
unbelievable, man. Like I can tell you every track I had oh my God moments. Whether it was laying it down or hearing it back, it was such a thrill. And the stuff I didn't play on is just unbelievable, man. Well, you should be really proud because it really, not only is it really good, but it's really representative of you. And I've known you over the years, and you've been such a great musician. You have such a wonderful heart and soul, and there's so much love I feel when we get to play together, and sophistication. You know, I've always loved your writing. Back when I heard the first Elevations album, my favorite track was that one where you're playing piano on, that Carolyn is singing on. Like I knew back then that you had something special, and you've really captured it. Like, you've really captured it on this album. I feel it, I hear it. Like, what a great job you did, man. Well, I hope at some point we can be together in a room playing again, and maybe we can play some of this music live. And, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited for that day, because you did a really, really great project, man. I'm honored to be associated with it.
Thank you, PT. I love you so much, man.
I love you,
your time too. Yeah, man. I appreciate your time, and I'll let you run, but hopefully, like you said, be seeing you soon.
Definitely, man.
All right, PT. Thanks
Stay
so much,
safe,
man.
my brother.
You too. See ya.
I remember getting some instructions from you where you would say, you can come in, you know, like a minute and a half into the tune and comp a little and then play a solo and that kind of thing. But once I would hear the beginning and I'd hear certain things, I was like, I want to get in on some of that, the groove, you know. If I can find something, at least I feel a part of the song early.
Yeah.
And if you want, you'll just cut it out. I'm not going to insult you by doing that. So some of those things, when I heard later on in the mix that maybe you used a piece of it, I'm like, oh, that was great. That was fun. You know, I found a piece where I'm with, you know, with everybody else, and it felt good. I just wanted to be a part of the tune, you know. I could hear later in the mix that you did use a piece of something. I felt good about it.
That's awesome.
And the compositions are so unique. I just enjoyed being a part of it. You know, it challenged me harmonically, rhythmically, to, you know, get comfortable with these. So I was very happy to do it.
I love how you just put it all together. Just the sheer fact of how you put it together, sonically, I think is awesome. It's like all about the little details, the little things that go into your composition, and your you know, obviously you were the producer of it all. You know, I enjoy that very much. I'm a weirdo, so I'm like listening for all the little things. And that was one of the first things that just like, you know, I was like, wow, this is freaking awesome, you know? It was such a pleasure. And thank you so much for even considering me to be a part of the project, and to do my thing on the project, and to add a little Haitian vibe to the scene.
it couldn't have been anyone else, especially now that I can reflect back on it. So it was just it's just one of those things that it was meant to happen that way. And now you're on the hook. We'll have to do more things in the future.
Yes, we have to. You know, I wanted to really take it back to, okay, Haitians. What is the overall vibe when Haitians sing, when they come together and they sing and do chants and whatnot? And it all boils down to spirituality. And obviously I grew up in a very spiritual home, you know, and so I remember every Friday evening for Sabbath, we'd have what they call a reunion. And so a bunch of people would come over to the house, and we'd sing a bunch of Haitian hymns, Haitian praise worship songs.
Playing on Wisdom Path was a joy. I was so glad that Gio gave me a call to do this, you know, to be a part of this record. Someone who has traveled a lot as well, I totally understand reflecting on your experiences of travel and turning that into music and sound. Not to mention just to do anything also with the master Steve Shehan is super exciting. So, you know, I heard the track and we went back and forth, and, you know, I thought, you know, it'd be cool to put some electric 12 string on this, you know, just to give it a different flavor. It was just something I was hearing. So, you know, we went from there, and I think it turned out really beautiful, especially because when I heard it, it was more bare bones, but where it went just, you know, really blossomed into such a beautiful track. And yeah, such an honor to be a part of it. You know, me and Gio go way back, you know, karmically, just through our grandparents, and also all the times we played at Con Alma. It's always a joy to have him playing at Con Alma with his trio or with anything. So it was just a great experience to be on this record, and looking forward to its release and, you know, whatever comes next.
Thank you for calling me to play on it and add some sauce to it. Man, no, it was fun. It was so interesting, you know, doing it all remote this time too, because, you know, we're so used to, we've played together for such a long time and always been in the same room and able to feed off of that magic that we get playing in the room together. But it was cool to be able to tap into that remotely, and man, the songs are ridiculous. I was just talking about it last night, just how it's you know, like this electronic ambient meets Eastern music meets like hip hop production sampling with like deep jazz harmonies, and it's so different and so unique. Man, truly just like healing music, and I think it's something that we all need right now. So definitely go check out Wisdom Path, get your copy, support George Heid III. Yeah, man, love you, bro.
Love you too, man. And man, thank you so much for just always bringing like what you bring, man, which is just everything you said about me so graciously, but that's really a reflection of yourself too, man. You just always healing is like a perfect word for like the way you play. It's just healing, and I think any other thing than that, of course, could be added, but that sums up everything you do, man, so well. And everything you added to the music anytime we've recorded is just healing. If I'm going through something and I hear a Brett Williams solo, I feel better afterwards. So
same. It's cool because yeah, it's cool finding that person. You know, we finish each other's like musical sentences, and it's very rare to find a person like that. But it's a testament of just who you are and our friendship and our brotherhood over the years too, and it shows musically as well too. So I'm just so lucky to be a part of it, and grateful to be your brother and your
likewise,
friend, man, and to be included in your musical journey, and yeah, I'm ready for the next record.
Yeah, likewise. Well, hopefully the next one we could be together in some aspect, not sending
For
stems
sure.
back and forth, but we'll see where life takes us.
Yeah, man.
Man, I love you so much, bro. Thank you for being a part of it.
Love you too, bro. Yeah, man. Anytime.
Well, let me just say how honored I am to be a part of this project. It feels like it's the, you know, Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. It feels like the, you know, 70th record that we've done together over the years. And on top of being a great drummer, George Heid III, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is an incredible composer and arranger. And that's not a skill that comes naturally to many percussionists and drummers, as we know. So it's just another level of his musicianship that I have always seen up close and personal, playing many of those horn parts. And, you know, a lot of people don't know how to write for trumpet, and they make some pretty difficult decisions, but George is always very sympathetic to the brass. You know, George has always had a very kind of symphonic approach to the way he writes music, and just a great natural sensibility for writing parts. And, you know, as jazz musicians, it's a lot of fun for us to just go into a session and just play with a quintet and play some heads in unison and call it a day. But George has always thought bigger than that. And I think this latest recording reflects that, because you can hear all of the different layers, and not just live musicians like myself, but with electronic music, everything that he's done layering it in. I just think, you know, George continues to grow and grow and put out amazing music. So it's an honor to be a part of it.
So obviously it's better to be in the studio with the people you're creating music with, just because there's a undeniable vibe there. I would say if there's a pro in just doing it by myself in my home recording situation, it's that I can spend as much time as I want. I don't have to be embarrassed about a mistake that I make. And just like I can do as many takes as I want, but you know, that also is tedious in a way. I will say the one clip that Paul posted in his like vlog thing was really cool with
Victor Provost.
Yeah, that was killer, and I can't wait to hear like the final version of that.
If I were to do like a world music project like this again in the future, would it be something that, you know, you'd be interested in?
I don't think so.
Well,
yeah, of course. I want to be involved in whatever you're doing.
Thank you, man. Well, likewise.
Yeah. When the polka album comes out, let me know.
Yeah, well, we'll see where life takes me.
The favorite moment will be sliding it into a CD drive.
Right.
But I can say from having heard, well, the preliminary versions, of course, of Mystery Man and of Poetic Prophets, and of hearing the preview tracks, that I love everything about the album. And what I love is the way you've taken your jazz roots, those roots that began when you were about the same height as a bass drum, and fertilized them with the music and the cultures that you've immersed yourself in over the years. You know, diversity is the single most important concept on the planet to me. Nothing thrives when it's only surrounded by its own kind. You know, what do scientists talk about all the time? Biodiversity. Well, in music, really in all the arts, even in cooking, diversity creates something that's so much richer than something that is monocultural. And that's what you've done in this album.
I think it's a great record. I'm really happy to be a part of it. It's also, I mean, I think it's a cool thing, because it was like, you know, I had this microphone, I had this crappy interface that I was messing around with like years ago, and then it was just in a box forever. And when the pandemic hit, I was like, I should probably unpack these, because this is going to be in my life for a while. I'm going to be playing music by myself. And you were I think the first person to call me and ask me to do something, and it was very much it was very much an affirmation, just that however hard this thing is, and however dislocated I feel from my friends in the music community, that you're still out there. You know, that it's still possible to make good music, and yeah, I mean, so many people ask improvisers to make a thing or record a thing, and they're like, yeah, man, just be you, you know, like, this is, I need you to play from here to here, and like, here's a prompt, but like, just be you. And then you play it, and they're like, maybe be less you on another take. So, you know, it's really refreshing to like get some really clear instruction, and then to like deliver something and have you be like, yeah, that's dope. So I really appreciated that. And like, it was really cool to hear, you know, to hear the final product, because I did hear a bunch of those rough mixes when I was, you know, laying down tracks for him, and yeah, it's just an awesome record. I'm really excited for you, man.
Thanks so much, bro. And yeah, man, you were a big part of making it that way. So I really appreciate, you know, what you did on the record, but also just your presence in the scene and getting the opportunity to work with you a lot in your bands, you know, is always a highlight of my week when I have one of those on the schedule. So
it's been a while.
It has been. And again, my optimistic side is hoping that we get back to that soon. So
yeah, I hope so.
We'll keep it optimistic.
It's still like really surreal to like be on an album with Steve Shehan. So thanks for like making that a reality. That's like really dope. Even just like collabing like during a pandemic, being able to do that is so awesome. Being able to like send files back and forth and you know, you were doing that with everyone you collabed with. That's like really cool. But it was also cool that we I think one of the songs at least we started in person before the virus, so it was cool to get that energy on there too. I think you did an awesome job like tying it all together and pulling it all together, and I'm just really hyped for you. I really liked a lot of the tracks, like Mystery Man. I'm like partial to those like 6/8 grooves that you do.
Right on. Well, dude, I appreciate everything you did to help me, you know, with the collaborating and also just the moral support and growing
it was
together.
really cool to like see the evolution of the process of making it. So thanks for including me in that also.
Of course, man. Well, I love you, bro. I'll let you go, and I'll catch up with you soon, man.
Happy for you, man. The art looks awesome too, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't get to tell you that.
It's beautiful. You have layers of percussion and layers of instrumentation and harmony, and all your wonderful compositions. It evokes a lot of different styles of worldly music. You know, you feel like you're in the Middle East and sometimes, and then seems Chinese, and then I definitely get like Brazilian tones at times. Jazz, of course.
Right on.
Latin music. It's badass. So yeah, I'm still getting through the layers of everything that's in there. It's thick, wonderful.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
So yeah, my impression. There's a lot to enjoy there.
Are you happy with an honest opinion of the rendition of Promise that happened, since it's your composition?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I like the again. I guess it fits in with the record in that it's layered. We have 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 guitars at times, and I like it. I think it came out great, and what Sonny did also fabulous, adding the accordion. So I'm very happy with it, and I think it's a good chance for people to hear the song. I'm proud of the song. I think it's probably the best tune I've written, and so the possibility of it getting out where people can hear it is a good thing. You know, that makes me happy.
you know, the part you played on Ode to Shehan, I remember sitting down with you, and it was really interesting at first to try to find, you know, where to place the harmonies that we were putting to make sense of it. But the minute your ears got on it, man, it was just like, it made sense. And whatever you played was, I feel like the first take, it was like, oh yeah, that's it. All right. And it just remained there the whole time, man. So thanks for your great contribution to the record, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I always appreciate sitting down with you, because you're always like open to like all that's happening, which is really nice, especially when you're like trying to be creative and like there's no holding back, which is really nice, because I can just like, we can all just do whatever we're feeling at that time, and you're really welcoming for those kind of things. And yeah, I just remember that it was really, really, really hard to figure that out at first.
Hey Georgie, how you doing?
What's up, Dino? Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you so much for the wonderful, you know, mixing help, and obviously all of the mastering that you did was really what, you know, put the finishing polish on the album, and it wouldn't have sounded the same had I not had you involved, man. So.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I think it was a great album. I was really happy you called, and it's been a while.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I'm glad I was able to bring stuff back here and work through some stuff, not so rushed. But yeah, it was really cool. I was super happy to be a part of it.
Just appreciate your ears big time, man.
Thanks, man.
Certain things you pointed out that artistically changed certain things in the music, and I really appreciate somebody like yourself who is there to master, but also, you know, I trust your artistic input to make suggestions like that, and they turned out to be suggestions that really made it better. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Let's do another one.
Yeah.
And this time, call earlier. I'd love to be involved in the sessions next time.
Yeah, without a doubt, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool, man.
Yeah, congrats, man. It's a really good album.
Gentleman that's on the CD titled Arrows is Jamie Haddad, and I was recording him at Audiomation downtown around 1991, and he played me a sample of what was going to become Arrows, a sample from what would be the CD Arrows, and I loved it. It knocked me out, and I looked for it and looked for it and looked for it, and I happened to be at an audio engineers convention in Berlin. Went to a great little record shop, and there it was, naturally. Well, I love it. It has such a great amount of your experience. I can hear the expressions of places that you've been, so many. And also I hear the obvious influence that Arrows, Steve Shehan's CD made on you, and I think it's beautiful. And every bit of it, every song is another part of that, I think, great creative composition skill you have. And it does knock me out. And I'm saying this as your dad, sure, but I'm saying this if you were the neighbor. I really am proud of you, and I love the idea that all those influences came together over a variety of different songs and rhythms and styles, and comprise a great journey.
Thanks for everything, Dad, and this wouldn't have been possible without you.
Well, I'm very grateful for the son that you are, and my gratefulness goes beyond pride. I feel blessed because the things that have influenced you are magnificent, and I love the compositions you write, and I particularly love the various rhythms and styles and musical pieces that you've written for Wisdom Path. And I love that the journey it takes me on, and I think it'll take anyone who has a good ear to hear where you're going.